Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch and my producer, Nick. Nick, how is it going today?
It's going good. It's going good. Thanksgiving is over, so
Yes,
happy
thank
about
God.
that. Happy about that.
Thank God. It's so funny because I think the last three episodes we talked about how much we hate the holidays. I really think people are getting it that we really fucking hate those holidays.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and after people are like, "Oh, when are they going to stop talking about the holidays?" Never. I'm sorry. We've had trauma and bad experiences, and they've just been terrible. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. So tough shit.
I think people can relate. Now, you do
Definitely.
have those people, though, that absolutely love the holidays, and there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, when my kids were younger, my goal, I always loved dating somebody that was close to their family and had a big, holiday gathering. Um, I love families that are close. Just mine is not like that. So kudos to those people that get together with family and enjoy it on the holidays.
Yes, and if you have questions, concerns, or want us to shut the hell up, make sure you email us at ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com and tell us what you think because we want to hear all of it.
Oh, shoot. Yes, we do. Yes, send those questions, comments, concerns. No dick pics though, because like we said before, Nick gets those first. He screens
Yeah,
them.
they will be deleted. I don't know. Do you want me to send them to you? Do you want that?
No,
Okay,
fuck
okay, all
no.
right,
I don't want
okay,
no dick
okay.
pics.
I was making sure. I was making sure.
I don't want anything negative, no dick pics. I don't want none of that shit. It
Gotcha.
only takes, I'm sensitive. I'm very insecure and a very sensitive person. All it's going to take is like one negative person, and I'll be like, shut it down. I could have 1,000 people saying, you're awesome, and one person saying, you suck. And I'll be like, oh, I suck. Shut it down. So no, nothing negative, no dick
Gotcha.
pics,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
because Nick doesn't want that.
No, definitely don't.
You
Definitely
haven't
don't.
gotten any, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm kind of curious
If I
now.
if I do, I'll tell you, and that'll be the end of it. I'll be like, we got one. That's it. I won't even say the name on air. It'll just be like, we got one, and that's it.
What's funny now? People probably will send us dick pics. No dick pics. No.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, okay, okay. How about this? How about we establish a rule for this? If somebody sends us one, do you want me to read their full name and email on air?
Oh, there we go. If you're ballsy enough to send a dick pic, your name will be announced on air. And that
Along with
actually
along
goes,
with along with your full email address. So yeah.
yes, and that goes if somebody sends me one via social media too. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think I think I think that's appropriate punishment for that.
I do too. I do too. Nobody wants that shit nowadays. We didn't even want it before, let alone nowadays. What am I saying nowadays? I never wanted
But
dick
did you?
pics
What? Well,
before.
did you get Polaroids in the mail or something like that? What happened? What was going on back then?
No, I'm trying to remember because obviously I'm sure I've gotten a dick pic or two. And I'm trying to remember though. Maybe I never was sent really a dick pic because it, yeah, I don't think I really ever have been sent a dick pic because by the time I got a cell phone, I was in my 30s. Now, I will tell you what has happened though. I didn't send like a crotch shot or anything like that, but I did call a boyfriend on a cell phone and I left phone sex voicemail, huge mistake, um, that he played for his friends.
It's rough.
So I I have learned not to do that shit
Yeah,
on
and it's even worse
phones.
nowadays because you can be remixed into the next hot song like in 2 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you could like what's gonna happen is that audio is gonna go on TikTok and a million people are gonna use it and then you're gonna get a record deal like the next day. It's gonna happen. So
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So what are we talking about this week?
Oh my God. Well, I had just recently been down in Kentucky filming a scene for The Art of Killing. This great movie that's happening down in Kentucky.
Yeah. Actually, I know the main actor of that movie,
Do you?
Jason Crow, right?
Okay, yes,
Yep,
yes,
I know him. I
actually.
know him. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a pickup shot. So, there was only a few people that were there. Um, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. This is going to be the goriest, bloodiest death I've ever had. They did things I was like, I've never had this done before. It was great. Yeah, I'm so excited about
That's
this one.
awesome.
Like
That's awesome.
absolutely excited. And it was so funny because we were down in the basement of this building
God.
and they told me, well, we want you to scream. Um, and I asked them very legitimately, how loud do you want me to scream? And they're like, oh, as loud as you can, because I can fucking scream. Okay. Now, a lot of people may not realize that, but see, when I was little growing up, my dad and my uncle had both gone to auctioneering school. And then when my dad had bought the farm, there was a we called it an auction barn there, but really it was like a building that actually housed an auctioneering school. So I would go down there every day before and after class and listen to these young auctioneers learning how to use their diaphragm, how to project their voices, things like that. And I was doing that from a young age. So when they tell me, scream as loud as you can, I can motherfucking scream, man. And
I had no idea. I had no idea there was like such thing as an auctioneer school. I had no idea.
yes, yes,
No
it's like a
idea.
legitimate thing. They just don't pick that shit up off the street when they do like the I can't do the whole like
Yeah, I know.
one bid, two bid,
Yeah.
Yeah, they you go to school for
That
that.
is funny, man. I had
Yeah.
no idea. I thought it was just like somebody's old uncle who's watched too much TV, like knows how to do it and has the paperwork like in line and just comes over and does it for like a week, and you give him like a fucking sandwich and a coffee and he's good for the day kind of thing. Like I had no idea it was an actual like legitimate thing.
It's still, yeah, and it absolutely is to this day. Reppert's Auction School was the one that was renting the building from my dad. They have all kinds of auctioneering schools. My uncle is a retired auctioneer. Like, yeah, it's a legitimate thing that you have to go to
Is
school
there
for.
an auctioneer union? Is that a thing?
No, I don't think there is a union, but you do have to be licensed.
That's funny. That's funny. I had
It
no
is a
idea. No idea.
and they can make fucking money.
Oh, I'm sure.
They
I'm sure.
they can make a lot of money because if you think about it, it's one of those jobs that not everybody can do.
Yeah.
It's a very niche field. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with there being a lot of things that people will auction off now, like even storage units and things like that. Like
Hmm.
I'm sure they've expanded what they can do and how they do this stuff, and especially dealing with state and things like that, they need the paperwork. So they're probably called on more and more these days to do those things.
Yeah, and my uncle was an auto auctioneer. So what he would do is he would go to um a lot of states, like in Indiana they have them, up in Michigan they have them, they're all over. But like once or twice a week there is auto auctions and he would go to those auto auctions and that's what he did. Yeah, he's retired from that.
Nice.
But yeah, auctioneers can speak when they're doing their little thing at 250 to 400 words a minute. I'm reading it right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep, it's a rapid way of talking. But part of what they had to learn was how to project because if you ever go to an auction, it's not just the auctioneer speaking, but it's speaking over everyone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're having to speak over every single person there. But yeah, I loved it. I loved that auctioneering school. It was always like 20, 30 guys down there in bunk beds and shit like that. And that's what they did all day long is they just learned how to auction. So I'd go hang out with them. It was awesome. But that's how I learned how to project. And I actually use it in my job now. If I am in a classroom, and I've been in auditoriums before and I've had to project. So on these movies, when I'm asked to scream, I can do a pretty good blood curdling scream. And on this last movie, they're like, "Oh, can you go ahead and scream?" And I'm like, "How loud do you want me to scream?" And they're like, "Oh, as loud as you can." And I did. And they were like, "Oh my God. Holy cow, that's a scream." They're like, "You can record that and sell that for other movies." I said, "Well, now you got it for your recording." And I kept having to do it fucking over and over. But yeah, you could hear me upstairs. We were down in the basement, but you could hear me upstairs. I have a pretty it's a pretty loud scream.
How many times do they make you do it? Because I mean, there's a finite amount of time you can do it before you're just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. It was probably 5 or 6 takes that we had to do. Yeah, I could feel it towards the end where I was finally, so because I've been doing these movies and I know what my voice can do, this is so funny. I will take like chloroseptic, or this is kind of funny, but at sex toy stores, you can get like the throat numbing spray if you want a deep throat. And you, hey, anything for the movie, right?
No. I love your resourcefulness. You're just like, I know what I need. Boom, I know where to get it. Just
yep.
Give me 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Yep. You can spray that throat numbing spray, which is normally intended for deep throating, but you can spray that. Or chloroseptic, which will numb the throat, and you can yell. I can also drink cold water, and it will numb it for a moment, so I can scream at my loudest. And but this is the one where the other day I had said that I was like headed back afterwards, and I had stopped at Chick-fil-A and I was trying to order and I couldn't even speak at that point. I'm like, trying to talk. And I got like this dried blood across the side of my face, and I got a little bit on my neck, and I'm like trying to order, and they're looking at me like, "Oh my God." I said, "No, I'm not sick. I just filmed a movie and I had to scream."
Yeah, that's another thing is like when you work in these horror movies, especially when you have to like go somewhere in public afterwards, it's always fun because you're just like, I have dried blood all over me or in some part of me. And it's like, this is going to be interesting to see what happens. God.
Oh my God, but it was so much fun. And there was another movie I was on, Wolf Hollow, that I had to scream. And it never fails. God, it never fails because it's like they don't anticipate how loud my first scream is, because the first blood curdling scream is always going to be the loudest. After that, I can never get to the same pitch because your throat is already getting damaged, right? So when I was on Wolf Hollow, they needed a blood curdling scream, and they weren't recording. And same thing here with The Art of Killing. My very first scream, they weren't recording.
Oh,
actually, with The Art of Killing. Actually, with The Art of Killing, my second scream, they weren't recording either. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't keep doing this. My voice is going to give out.
Yeah, I mean, and like, oh God, and geez, I would be the person who's like, oh, I want to hear it, but like, let's record it just in case, because if it's the best one, at least we'll have it. And like I'm technical enough to like I've been around audio equipment to be like, yeah, I'll turn it all the way down and like let you go to town on it. This way it won't like spike the audio kind of thing.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep. And they were talking about that. They had said, yeah, she spiked the audio a couple times because, I'm screaming over and over. But it's always like this. I would have trouble, certain pitches I have trouble with. The loud, high pitched blood curdling scream I can do, but if you want me to do like lower pitched, not like a blood curdling, but more like a oh, we're gonna take this, I can't do it as well. My voice does start giving out. Um, but there's a reason behind that. So back in the day, after I learned from these auctioneers and that, I was so fucking loud. Like I could yell over bands. I like seriously, I was so fucking loud. And there was this one band that used to always come to Pierre's. And if you remember me talking before about Pierre's, was that one bar that me and a couple girlfriends used to always go and hang out at.
Yes.
And listen to the band and shit like that. Well, there was this one band in particular that we were always like, oh my God, we love this band, blah, blah, blah. And there was always this flirty thing going on. And like my one friend would always rush the stage and go up on stage. And the bass player I thought was really fucking cute. And this is back, God, I was in my 30s. No, not quite 30 yet, because I didn't have my second son. So it was probably in my late 20s, mid 20s. And so this would have been back when I would wear like the black pleather pants, the black bra, the bright shirt all unbuttoned to my waist, like I'm my bleach blonde hair, looking like a sexy bitch. And this bass player, we were hanging out with this band one night, and then this bass player, I don't think he wanted to go out with us. I think that's what it was. I think the rest of us wanted to go party, and he didn't want to go party with us. And he said, no, I'm just going to stay home and read my book. And I asked him, I was like, so what the fuck are you reading? And he told me he was reading, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was like fucking like Freud or Nietzsche or some shit like that. He was
my God.
No, tell me.
Oh my God. No. I call 100% bullshit on that. He just wanted to say that shit to impress you. No,
well, it worked.
No, I'm sorry. That was his line. That was his fucking line. That's what that is. No, that's a line. 100% Nietzsche or no. When you say some fucking artsy bullshit like that, that's a goddamn line. I'm sorry.
Well, I fell for it.
That's what that is. 100%. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go read Slaughterhouse 5. I need to go. Just read. I've done enough socializing, and I'm going to go put on my smoking jacket and put on a cigar and enjoy my book. It's like get fucked, buddy. Get fucked.
Well, and then like that was his thing. And I was like, this guy is so fucking sexy, right? Well, nothing happened between us. His band was there like a week or two playing at this venue. And we always hung out. We had fun together. And finally, the last night he was there, of course, I'm drinking because back in the day, I drank a lot. Oh my God, I sound like such a whore. I said to him, we were just standing there at the bar, and I said it was his last night, and they were originally from Florida, so he was going to be leaving the next day. And I said, well, this is your last night here. I said, so we should probably fuck. I said, if it's good, at least we know we got one good fuck in. I said, if it's bad, we never have to see each other again.
You know what? Kudos for you for being straightforward. Kudos for you.
I don't play games, man. Back in the day, I'm like, seriously, why are you doing this whole song and dance and game shit? Because, like, seriously, if it's bad, let's just get it over with and say goodbye. If it's good, let's get it on.
Yeah.
Well,
makes sense.
So take him back to my place. So it's me and him, and I'm fucked up, right? I'm so drunk, and I'm down on this guy, right? Oh my God. When I was, my ex had just been here, and he just forgot his wallet at my house, and I had to drop it off at work. And we were talking about this podcast, and he said, oh, did you talk about this guy where you were like, oh, his cock was so big it went from here, and he touched his hand, to here, and he touched his elbow. And I'm like, No, I didn't, but I know exactly who you're fucking talking about. As soon as he said, I truly do not remember telling this man about how big this guy's cock was, but evidently I did because this shit, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. It went from like he said, from my hand clear up past my elbow. It was the biggest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my goddamn life. Well, I'm drunk and I'm trying to be this sexy bitch. And I'm the one that was making it like, ooh, we got to get it on, right? So he's back at my house. And it was so big, we couldn't even get a condom on it. Let's put it that way. There is no extra large condom that would be big enough for this cock.
Did you have saran wrap by chance? Did you have any of that? Do you have a plastic bag and a rubber band? Anything
I wish. But, so I decide to give this guy a blowjob, right? I'm drunk. I'm going to town on this dick. And I don't to this day know how I did it. I deep throated that motherfucker.
Oh my God.
And he even said at the moment, he's like, I have never had anyone able to do that. I damaged my vocal cords so bad, I could not talk for the next week.
Holy shit.
I mean, I am not even kidding about that.
Oh my God.
I couldn't
terrible.
speak.
That's terrible.
I could not fucking speak.
You had to learn sign language the hard way.
I could not fucking speak. So I went down on him, gave him probably the best blowjob of his life because, I mean, I did things no other woman could. The next morning we get up and it's like, I never even fucked this dude. This dick was so big. I mean, how do I fuck this shit? And we tried, but it hurt so bad. This dick was so big. It was like giving birth to a baby. I literally could not fuck this guy. And he even said, he's like, you know what? It's okay. We had a good night. It's okay. Because I'm like, no, like I delivered a child. We can get it in. But I mean, I couldn't. I could not fuck him. That dick was so big. And so I took him back to this house that he was staying at with the guys. And I couldn't talk. I could not literally talk for the next fucking week. It took so long for my voice to even come back to even a level to where I could speak, let alone yell. And it was a very long time until I could scream again because, I was a woo girl. And if you don't know what a woo girl is, it's those girls that are at the bar. They're like, woo, woo. That's what we did, man. Back in the day, we were woo girls. And yeah, fucking dude fucked my throat up. So whenever I get told this on these movies where they're like, oh, you can scream so loud. Oh my God. In the back of my mind, I'm like, you don't even know, man. I could have been the motherfucking scream queen if I would not have deep throated that big ass cock. I mean, and I don't even remember his name, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember. I don't remember the name of his band.
Oh my God. Oh jeez.
But that's all right. That was in my 20s. That was a while ago.
That's fine. That's fine. Jeez, no, that's fucking hilarious. Like it just that's all you could do, and like nothing else could happen. It's like that's rough, man. That's rough.
No, and you know what? That's kind of sad. That's sad. There's another guy. Actually, there's a guy. God, I can't think of his name. I watched a documentary about him, but like the biggest dick in the world or whatever. He is so large. He's never had normal sex. He literally can't.
Oh yeah. He looks like a super normal guy. Unless
he
he's wearing,
does
fucking gray sweatpants, then it's kind of like what? It's like, dude, just stop, just fucking stop.
Yeah. So I'm looking it up right now. 13.5 inches when erect and an 8-inch diameter.
Jesus.
That is not normal.
That's
That I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. And the documentary I watched about him, he wants to be an actor, like a legit actor, not porno or anything like that, because he could like be in porno. He'd probably be a fucking millionaire if he wanted to do porno, but he's not interested in it.
If he started his own OnlyFans, he'd make some money for sure.
Yeah, he wants to be a legit actor, and I feel so bad for him. But you're right, he looks like just an average man.
I think there was like a show kind of done about him called Hung with Aaron, not Aaron Eckhart. Let's see.
It might have been Aaron Eckhart.
Let's see. Yeah, it was on HBO or something like that a while ago. And it was about just this guy who had like a giant dong, a comedy drama. Let's see, who was the guy? Oh, Thomas Jane, that's who it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They look alike. But, yeah. It makes those actors up,
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the story as well. And I was just like, damn, dude, that's yeah, I mean the show was funny. This guy's life sounds difficult. It's kind of like you got the thing that every guy wants and it can't be used. Like that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, because all guys, a lot of women are like, oh yeah, the bigger the better. Ooh, be so good. Not necessarily. There is a limit, man. There is an absolute limit. Bigger is not always better. That's for sure.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
Yeah. I feel bad for that one dude. I actually feel bad for whatever his name is too. I don't remember his name, but yeah, because I mean, I tried. Shit, he probably don't remember my name either, but I was probably one of many one of the stops for his.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a bassist, then he's especially
who reads
with him,
Nietzsche.
Yeah, especially with him reading his Nietzsche, and just fuck, dude. I need to try that line. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna go out tonight. I'm gonna read Nietzsche.
It worked.
That's what I need to do. I need to have it.
I thought that was the sexiest shit, man.
I need to have that book on my coffee table. That's what I need to do.
You know, most guys have a dick. You know, most guys have a cock. They may not all know how to use it, but so you got to have an in. And I'm telling you, intelligence and humor to me are the two sexiest things.
That's the common thing I've always heard all the time. Like those at least humor is the one that I've always heard. Like that's the one I've always that's the only common denominator amongst women ever. It's like, just be funny. That's it. Oh
my God, if you are funny, I don't give a shit what you look like. Chances are, if you have me laughing, I'll go out with you, because I mean, I love to laugh. Absolutely. That's the big thing. And then intelligence is my next thing. Kathy and I and Jennifer were watching. God, what the fuck were we watching? I think
Dahmer.
It was that. No, it was fucking Dahmer. It was that show about Facebook years ago. The social network, I think.
Social network. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were doing like math. I love fucking math. You got to remember, back in the day, I was like really fucking good at math. And I can't even like do 2 + 2 now. But back in the day, I was really fucking good at math. And I think that shit is sexy as hell. If you know computer programming, if you know math, that's hot to me. And they were like writing this math equation up on this board. And I was just like, that shit is sexy. And Kathy to this day has never let me live that down. She's like, oh, Erica, look, they're writing math down. Oh, look at that. 5 times 5.
Oh,
Does that make you hot? I'm like, I don't care. That shit's sexy.
Jeez. Yeah, there was I think there's one movie of the Russell Crowe where he's a mathematician. I was like, you probably shouldn't watch that movie by yourself.
Isn't that the one where he goes crazy though? Like he had some
A
like
Beautiful
mental
Mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A
problems.
Beautiful Mind. Well, because like apparently I've never watched the movie. I need to actually watch it. But yeah, was a famous mathematician. He's playing a famous mathematician, and like he has a mental problem, like that just breaks him. He thinks certain things have happened that haven't happened, and like yeah, he has a problem.
Hmm.
And let's
Yeah.
see. 2001 biographical about written screenplay inspired by mathematician John Nash, a Nobel
Mm.
laureate in
Yep. Yep. Yep.
economics. Yeah. Hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I do. I love intelligent men, but
Well,
not
that
arrogant ones. There's some people that are intelligent, but they're arrogant about it. Like I'm smarter than you. I ain't stupid.
everybody hates those people. Everybody hates those people. It's just kind of like we get it. You know a lot. Move on.
Yeah, yeah. I may not be the smartest woman out there, but I'm not stupid either. So don't talk to me like I am. I've had
Yeah,
those
yeah,
guys
and those
too.
and those are the ones who will talk down to everybody. It's like, do you know who I am?
Hmm.
Do you know how smart I am? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We
Yeah.
we don't care now that you're an asshole.
Oh God, yes. There are all kinds out there. There really are. You've probably met some really winners. Trying to find it. I mean, because come on. Look, I mean, no lie, you're getting closer to 40 and you're still not settled down. But it's okay for a man to not be married or in a relationship. For me, it just looks weird, that I'm gonna be
Yeah,
49 and
gotta
never
love
married.
gotta love the double standard.
I know. Have you ever came close? Look, now I'm getting all like nosy.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I guess it's yeah it's yeah. I guess we'll go into this a little bit. Kind of. There was yeah there was one who I
Okay.
was like hanging around a lot with, and she was very cool and had a lot in common and stuff like that. Um, but it's just I don't know. At the time that it all happened, and like things, it was one of those things where like certain like we were all just we were hanging around each other, and there was this moment that happened. I'm not going to be specific about it because it just yeah I don't want the person listening to know I'm talking about them. And it was one of those things like a moment happened and it crossed my mind. It's like, oh, I could be with this person forever, and then I was just like, forever? Nope.
Okay.
And it was just one of those things where like she had kind of the same, you could see it on her face that she had the kind of like the same realization that I did, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Mhm.
And like an asshole. Like I wasn't really an asshole about it, but I just quit being more accessible to her than I was normally. I wasn't an
Gotcha.
asshole, but like I was not like constantly asking her to hang out or constantly trying to get her to go out with me and do stuff. That cut down to about half. But if she asked me and she was like, "Hey, let's go out," and I was free, I was like, I would definitely do it. But
But you didn't ask her.
yeah, but I would cease to make the
Okay.
effort at that point.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not. I know. It might sound like I was an asshole, but like I don't think I was, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
No,
And
I can kind of see that. If she was asking you and you're like, okay, sure, but you just weren't asking her. I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
and then here's a really fucked up thing. And then I remember because like we would message each other back and forth, and we would message each other dirty stuff every now and again because we found that shit funny. Um, and I remember when it happened because it happened on a day that was just particularly like rough for me. I had to do a lot of shit, and it was all going wrong. She messaged me with this long paragraph, and I was like, "Oh shit, what happened?" Because I got the message, on my phone. I looked at it, and it was, it had her name on there, and like I was driving. I was like, "All right, I'm gonna park and read it." And she's like, "Oh, I need you to send me these messages. I met somebody seriously now. I'm dating him. We're together. Just message me normally like a normal friend would. Don't message me any of the dirty stuff anymore. This, that, and the other." And like, at that point, I was just like, God damn it. Like, fuck. I was so mad at myself and so pissed off.
Oh
Um, but yeah, that's my story.
God.
Yeah.
But never engaged or anything like that.
No, 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 no. No. I'm my like how do I say this? My standards aren't my standards are like I guess the normal guy standards are for that kind of thing. But I'm not picky. It's just that I haven't met anybody that has actually like, you know, been I feel hasn't been worth it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know, like
I think
I'll talk to I mean once again I will talk to females, I'll message whatever, do the whole thing, and then when I realize that their values don't mirror mine and any like mind you not even I'm not talking like oh like we're like one or two things off. If it's like more than half, and I'm just like yeah I'm out. It's like this is not worth my time. I'll just end it. Because I don't want to waste my time. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, that's usually how I operate.
yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I know a lot of people that get married or engaged in relationships just because it's expected of them or and I don't know why. I actually have had people say, well, if it doesn't work out, we can get divorced. Well, why the fuck get married then?
Yeah, and like
I
that's
don't get that.
that's a weird thing. That's a weird thing to say, especially. I mean, I know it's become normal nowadays. I
Hmm.
remember when being a kid, it was still taboo and it was still like a thing you just don't do. Now it's like it seems to be very normal to do that. It's just like that's really sad.
It is.
And the stats are not pretty either on the whole thing. And it just seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad was divorced twice, and my mom was divorced 5 times.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was married 5 times. Us 4 kids all have different fathers. And it just, so marriage, I think that's part of the reason why marriage never, it was never like my goal. I had friends like that was their goal. They turned 18, graduated high school, get married. That's their goal. That was never my goal. That
yeah,
just never interested me.
yeah, it's funny. I've had friends from high school who have followed that path. Like once you turn 18, go to college, find somebody in
Hmm.
college, get married after college, or during college or around that
Hmm.
time. And it's funny because the majority of them are divorced now. The majority
And
of them
see,
are just divorced, or either they don't have kids and divorced, or they have kids and they're divorced. So it's just kind of like a lot of them it just didn't work out doing like rushing into that kind of thing that quickly.
yeah.
So mine's more of a cultural thing. Like it's because of me being Indian, like it's more expected of me to do it
Hmm.
at a certain age. And like every time I meet family, they're just like, "What's wrong with you? Why don't you have why don't you have 8 kids yet?" And like a wife of 5 years. I'm just like, I don't care. I just really don't care. I
Well,
just
and see, the
honestly
thing
don't care.
is, you're a man. You honestly could still have 8 kids. It's you could have fucking kids up until you die. I mean,
That's true. Yeah.
you don't have that biological clock. My clock is done dead. My clock quit running a while back. Anybody that wants me now, they better have kids that they already want because they ain't getting no more.
Man. Yeah, and like that's my thing is like it's more of a it's more of a cultural thing
Yeah.
than anything else. So it's like and even then like I've fought the cultural thing for a while now and it's just like I just once again like I just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen. And that's the thing. You can't really force it. Um, but I think it's better nowadays that we can travel so much. We do have socializing online where you can keep in contact with people. Fuck, back in the day, if they weren't in your hometown, you weren't going to meet them. It like our choices were very limited.
Right.
And I'm related to like half the town, so
right. And like and my thing is like I could like I mean I understand that talking to somebody across the state or whatever like that. But that's my problem is it's kind of like they're across the state.
yeah, that's true.
They're not like down the road or in a a few of like half an hour or an hour away or whatever. That's my thing is like if I'm in Atlanta and they're in like Canada, it's like it's rough because what do we just text and then talk and then video chat and then eventually after like
Mm.
3 months of this we meet in person. I think I have a personal problem with that. It's kind of like it's weird for me to do that because if they're not close to me and I can't just be like, hey, let's go, mini golfing or some shit like that. It's weird to like have to plan something so far in advance to such a degree that like, you
That's
know,
true.
it feels like doing so much for even like a first date or whatever. It's like I have to I have to get my passport. I have to get my flight plans. I have to take off of work. I have to make sure, things are taken care of. And then I go to this, let's say a state or a place I'm not familiar with. All right, then I have to plan the date and figure out where to take her and bring my clothes with me and like all this other bullshit. It's like it seems like way too much to do almost.
Yeah.
That's kind of how
Yeah. No, I agree.
yeah, that's kind of how I see it. It's just kind of like I mean, once again, that's a it's a fun idea, but it's like yeah, going that far for like a first date just seems like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It's one thing if you know them and then they move away and you have
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
keep in
yeah.
contact. Yeah.
That's entirely different for sure. But yeah, doing that whole thing, like talking to somebody who's in another state or whatever, it's just so fucking weird. I
Hmm.
know my cousin's doing it like overseas now. The girl that he's talking to is in the UK and he's in California. And he'll video chat with her like all the time. And they met up, I think, this last year for the first time.
Mm.
And I find that like I mean, good for him for doing that. He's used to whatever, but it's like for me it's weird. Like I can't like I would have such a disconnect with that person just being in like on a phone or on a screen. Like it's just kind of like to me that's they're not real almost. Like they're just a computer thing, you know? I don't know.
Mm. I don't know. Dating nowadays, just mm, I don't
Yeah,
even know
it's
what to
it
say about it. I mean,
this
I personally don't know what to say about it because I don't date, but
oh no, the stats are not in any guy's favor at all. Like it's
mm,
it's terrible out there. I think the swipe rate for women are between 5 and 20%
mm,
for women. Like guys will just, invent a machine that will just constantly swipe to one side just so they can improve their odds on something. Um yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I think the stats are like, um 1 in 3 or 1 in 3 men haven't had sex in the last year or two.
oh,
Or are virgins. Like it's a terrible statistic. Like it's really like outlandish now how crazy it is.
hmm. That is nuts. That it
Yeah.
really is crazy. But you know what? I don't know. I really again I come down to social media. I really think my social life died when I got on Facebook. That's I like seriously because if
No,
I
you're
wanted to
not
go out,
you're not wrong because actually think about it because like if you have your phone with you, you don't have to leave your house, especially somebody
yeah,
who works from home. Most jobs you can probably work from home anyways.
mm-hmm,
Like, you don't have to leave your house. You can get food delivered, groceries
yeah,
delivered from Amazon, everything delivered. You don't have to actually go anywhere.
yeah,
You can do Zoom chats. You can play games with people online across wherever. You watch movies whenever you want to. Like you don't really, and even then, if you really want, you can get an exercise bike at home and exercise at home too. So you really don't have to leave. Like you don't have to ever leave your house if you don't want to.
yeah,
You know. And to me, even now, like that's terrifying. Like I like going out and going to see friends and hanging out and things like that. I fucking love that. And the fact that it's that's happening is just kind of like this kind of sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
But no, I think you're right. Like once social media kind of really really took off, like people were just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay at home and just interact with people online. It's like that's cool if you're at something in somebody's comment section, but like meet up and go have a drink. Like be present
Yeah,
in the moment in real life. Like go
yep,
do something.
yep. And I'll tell you what really gets me now is it's not just socializing. Work. I have been contacted via text message. Hey, would you be interested in interviewing for this job? Well, I've never even spoken to this recruiter before. Wouldn't you think they'd want to pick up the phone and call me? And have a chat.
Yeah,
You know,
that's another thing
I just,
I don't at all understand is people not talking on the phone. It's just like you convey information very like quicker that way than just like texting, because texting takes so goddamn long. You're trying to
yep,
write a book on a fucking phone, like that's not gonna work.
yep, yep, yep,
You know, and even then, unless you're giving people like exact information, like trying to convey tone or anything like that in a text message is impossible. Like it really is. Somebody could say, especially if you're having a serious conversation, if you say the wrong wording in the wrong order, you could, mess up that conversation and have an argument.
yep,
Like you'd actually rather talk to somebody and have like them hear your voice and hear inflection and tone and really get your message across.
yep. Exactly. No, I know many a text message has come across wrong, not only to me, but like I've sent it and they took it the wrong way. So, nope. I can tell you, I can almost like hit the nail on the head. When Facebook came out and we started getting online, everything just went downhill. Fuck Facebook.
I don't blame you. And also with the pandemic happening, like that didn't help anything either.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Oh
kind
my
of like
God.
really hunkered down and
I
really
agree.
perpetuated that whole thing and like, oh man.
I agree. And that's the thing. Like you said, we can have groceries delivered. We can have, fuck, I just did that last weekend. There was no reason I couldn't get in the goddamn car. I have two grown boys. Neither one of them would go to the store either. Out of us three, none of us wanted to go to the fucking store because I think it was, might have been snowing a little bit or raining a
Yeah,
little
yeah. I
bit.
mean, I understand. I understand doing it sometimes. Like if you're super busy and you can't get to the store, like
No,
if it's one of those things like you absolutely have to use this app to do that, that's fine. But if you
no, it's
do it
just lazy.
constantly, but if you do it constantly, like constantly getting things delivered to you because you can, like that's a problem. Like leave the fucking house and go sit at a bar and have a drink or have a fucking burger or something like that. Just go do something. Just get
I
out,
know.
get the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I just have the groceries delivered. I couldn't get either one of them to go, and I'm like, I don't want to go.
So,
So
here's the funny thing. Like my last apartment, I didn't have a patio or a thing or whatever to go out with. Now I have a patio in my new place, and I fucking love it. Like I will sit there and
nice.
like listen to music and read, and will be on my phone or whatever, and I fucking love it. It's like even if it's cold, it's cold now, I can't do it. But before when it was warm, I loved it. It was great.
Nice.
It was wonderful.
Nice.
Because like I'm outside, I'm not
Yeah.
inside. It's great, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy that I have it. Jeez, so nice. Because like my apartment before was just all closed in. It was like a fishbowl. I was like, I can't do this. Can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Things have changed. Things have changed. I pretty much do most of my shopping, including Christmas shopping, online. Um, I will normally go to the store and get my groceries. I don't always have them delivered, but it depends on how much it is. I had a coupon. It was like $15 off to have it delivered. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
That's how they hook you. That's how they hook you the
Yeah,
first time.
exactly.
And then after that, those fees start adding up. It's like, oh, picking up milk fee, picking up eggs fee,
Yep.
driving fee, close it, putting the bread in the right bag fee, tying off the bag fee. There's all this stuff they're gonna start charging you
Oh,
for every little nickel and
God.
dime of it.
Absolutely. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I use those apps too. I'm not here to judge or say
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
I do sometimes I'll do the exact same thing. Like there'll be maybe a couple of days or 3 days where I'm just like, I don't want to leave, and I'll just
Yep.
do that.
Well, hell, the one time you were telling us how you were at the club and you ordered your Grubhub before you left the club and it got to your house. You were fucking out. You could have
That's true.
stopped
No, that's true.
and
That's true. I did
picked it
that. No,
up.
that's 100%
You
true.
still have it delivered.
That's true. I did because I was too tired to go pick it up. I was like, and like I timed it perfectly. I will always be happy about that. That I figured out the timing for it.
Oh, that's
Very happy.
so funny. That was
Happy about
funny.
that. Um.
I was
Oh
out, but
man.
I still had it delivered.
Yep.
Now, I do that shit too. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh man. But
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. I need to. That'll be my New Year's resolution this year. Is like Going out more and trying to be more social.
Yes, me too. Me too. Well, actually, me being in these movies, I can tell you it has helped my self esteem. People probably don't realize it, but I really do have low self esteem. Obviously, that's how I put on like, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds since, I don't know, 2020, 2019. But being in the movies has helped. And now I want to go out and I want to do things and want to travel. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to get out more. I agree with you.
That's good. Maybe I should do the movies with you.
You should. Oh my God. We should do movies together. That would be so much fun. Yes. That would be so much fun.
Oh,
That
man.
would. That would be a blast. That would be a blast. And then you could actually hear my scream.
Well, no, I'll say this on the podcast, but no, there was a director who I follow on Instagram. Drew Marvick, who did Pool Party Massacre. He's doing all kinds of movies. The guy's nuts. I love him. I forget, he was at home or something like that. He was posting on Instagram. He's like, oh, I'm at home cleaning out my parents' stuff, and he finds this old like 70s like sex game. Like this is like the cards for like Trivial Pursuit or something like that. It's got the categories of the stuff, and then the questions and the answers on like into the card.
Yeah.
And he posted a couple of them, and I was like, these are fucking hilarious. And I messaged him. I was like, yo, can I buy this? He's like, everything's for sale. I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, how do we do this? And he's like, well, go buy a couple things from my store, and I'll send it to you. So I buy like a hat and like a fucking pin or something, and give my address. Like, yeah, this is my name. This is the address to send it here. Within like 30 minutes, he has it mailed out, and it's in my place. I'm like, this is an old 70s like game. What I wanted to do is when Skyfest was going to happen, I wanted to have you do the questions like on camera for Instagram or for YouTube. That's what I wanted to do, because I was like, you would be game to do these questions. I know you would.
Oh yeah.
It would be hilarious. But yeah,
That's awesome.
that's what I want to do whenever we meet up again, is like do like 5 or 10 of these questions on camera, and just cut them together and have them as videos to put up.
Oh, that's good. Yes, we will definitely do it. Yes.
Yeah, because this game is literally from the 70s, because the questions like don't apply anymore, and there's like the stats are so old that they've changed. Like none of them mean anything anymore. It's funny.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. But yeah, I have his parents swingers, like old swingers, like fucking sex cards.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. That is good.
Just because I reached out to him on fucking social media, he's like, yeah, sure, why not? It's like, okay, cool.
That is awesome. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, well hopefully you guys will get a table at Whorehound and we'll be able to meet up there. I'm hoping you guys do.
You should send an angry message to them.
I should. I have
really,
no pull
really
with
should.
anyone.
You really, really should.
We'll call them out on here. How dare they deny you 2 times in a row a place at Whorehound when you were always there before?
Oh yeah,
that's where I met you guys.
There. Yeah, well, not just that, we've been there. That's how me and Jeff met. We've been there since 2015. No, 20.
And now they're suddenly denying you. That's what I don't get.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
I don't get it. I mean, yeah, I would, yeah, you should literally send them a message. That'd be funny. And I think anybody else listening to the podcast should, if you have any ins with them, like help us out. Send the email to ericadyerpodcast at gmail.com, and we'll use that link. You hopefully use your help to help us get a table. But that'd be great if we could, because I mean, we have the money. We're lacking on that area. It's just that we need the opportunity to get the table and and fill the paperwork and do that whole thing, because yeah, that's the only hurdle we're trying to get over right now. So
yeah. And what's the name of your podcast again?
World Class Bullshitters.
World Class Bullshitters. There we go. If you guys want to see World Class Bullshitters with Erica, maybe like tagging somewhere around around there, hovering around the table. Send an email to weekend@whorehound.com. Let them know you want to see them there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Any sort of help would be wonderful because because I don't know, the way they do this stuff is odd,
I
but
don't I don't get it. For you guys to be there for so many years and then suddenly, and like I said before we started recording, that whole being told, "Oh, well, we're rotating the vendors." That's bullshit because there are vendors that have been there consistently.
Yep.
So you were denied last time, which you didn't pitch a fit. You're like, "Okay, well, they're rotating." And then again, you're being told you can't get a table. That's bullshit, especially when you see the same people coming through.
Yeah, because I've looked at the vendor list I have set up for March of 2023, and I'm just like, I know all of those tables, and I've seen them all before. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Makes you wonder who they know. Because obviously, it's not this whole list thing that they're talking about. It's who you know, who you're friends with.
yeah,
And that's
and I mean,
unfortunate.
and it's one of those things where, like, we've never caused problems, or we're not we've never had a problem. I mean, maybe we've been a little too loud with our people next to us or something, but there's never as
But
far
that's
as I know.
fun.
Well, as far as I know, the people next to us have never said anything. If they would be like, "Hey, can you guys stop this or be quiet?" Like we would be. We're not assholes.
Yeah.
We get it. If we're being too loud or too much, just like tell us. We're adults. We'll take it. It's fine.
Yep.
You know. But
Yeah. Well, and it's all who's going to bring the people in. And the thing is, there are too many other options out there. Yes, you've done Whorehound for all these years, but there's a lot of other
there's well, I mean,
festivals.
there's Days of the Dead that we could do that does Atlanta and does Indianapolis. There's even Spooky Empire that does Florida, which I mean, they do it twice a year, and that's Florida. We can always have fun in Florida. That's fine. There's Mad Monster that does North Carolina there, and they do, I think, Las Vegas as well. It's strange, like their stuff.
Scarefest in Kentucky.
Scarefest in Kentucky. There's also there's a lot in Kentucky actually. There's a bunch of them. There's Blob. There's that's what I was saying. Blobfest in Pennsylvania. There's what is it? Mothman Festival in West Virginia.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. There's what is it? Monster Mania, and I think in like New Jersey or something as well. Like there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them we could do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I had no idea there were so many until I started going to them. And the only reason I got the platinum ticket for Whorehound coming up here in March is because I thought you guys were going to be there. And if you guys aren't going to be able to get a booth, then I mean that's kind of pointless. I'm just out the money now. Fuck, now I'm pissed. Yeah, give me my $1,000 back.
You should write them and be like, "Oh, I want my money back because these guys aren't going to be there."
Exactly. That's like literally because otherwise I could have just got a weekend ticket.
You should really write them that and see what happens, honestly, because they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, we'll get them back."
Yeah, because I mean, it was like almost $1,000.
Yeah, and those VIP packages are not cheap. And I'm sure that once again, I'm sure they love the money. They also make money off of the vendor tables too, so it's not like they're hurting for that either.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not like you guys didn't pay for your table.
No, we always we've always paid for it. Never been a problem. Ever. We just want a table. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. Maybe, some people will get knocked off on the waiting list and not want to do Whorehound anymore. And
maybe some people can't. Yeah.
Maybe some people can. We'll get bumped up. Maybe somebody will reach out and, sell us their table and give us their stuff or something. Who knows? We'll
that would be nice.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. If anything, maybe we'll still have to hang out.
Definitely.
I mean, I already got my fucking ticket unless they'll give me my money back. Greedy bastards probably won't, though. I'm quite sure.
I think if you make enough of a stink, they will.
I'll dispute it on my credit card.
There you go. And then when they ask you why, it's like, well, these guys aren't going to be there, So I wanted to see these guys. I've seen them the last few years. It's been fun, but you guys aren't going to have them for some reason. So
yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
They rescued me in my time of need when I was waiting.
Exactly. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Yeah.
We'll get everybody writing them. They'll be like, who the hell is this world class bullshit?
That would be funny. That would be so funny if we had
Oh, what a
if
thought.
that happened. I mean, I would be extremely grateful that people would take the time and write them and complain to them about that. That'd be so wonderful. But even then, I doubt there would be enough to, affect them in any way, really.
I know. What Zoe said was they get like thousands of people applying or, wanting a table. But still, they could set you up anywhere. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
we're not. Yeah, we're not really like, and we don't even need electricity. We just need a table, man.
Yeah, yeah. Put you in the fucking hallway, man.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not picky, man. We're really
Give you a
not. Like,
table back by the bathroom.
jeez.
I'll come sit with you.
Yeah, like yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not picky, man. If we just get like a table, we're good. But they don't want to give it
Oh,
to us. I
shit.
don't know why. I don't know.
No. Well, Zoe asked me, she's like, well, what do they sell? I'm like, I don't know. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to get people that sell shit versus just people that are selling themselves, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they're being harder on the tax rolls or something for
Could
the
be.
table. Because I remember that being a thing, like doing the tables, like they would have the little thing and they'd be like, "Oh, make sure you send your money and do your tax stuff for this thing here." And it's kind of like they may have gotten more serious about that and that being actually a thing. Because I remember back in the day, I remember I used to be a vendor there, and I was a vendor for like 5 years, and I only did it once. I only had to do it once, and I think that was for Kentucky for another convention. Like it was like I don't know. It was something in Kentucky, maybe it was something in Ohio, but it was one of those states, and I only had to do it ever once. It was never a big deal.
Hmm.
Like I owed them like $20 out of what I made, so that was it.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot, but the only sales I divulged were credit card sales. So
Yeah, yeah, there
that's
you
why they
go.
got the $20.
Here's your 20.
Yeah, it's like here's your 20 out of the 120 I made. You fucking enjoyed that. I made 5,000 in cash. You enjoy that money. Yeah, like, jeez, and I mean it's one of those things where like Jeff actually wants to sell something now. He wants to sell his art and drawings and stuff now. So
Oh yeah.
I mean there are things to sell, but
You just need that booth.
we have it in the booth, man. Just need it. But we'll see. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up.
We'll try. We'll try. That's in March, so maybe things will change. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. I know I filled out. I know I filled out something on the waiting list. So we'll see what happens with that. If people get knocked off, maybe they'll contact me and be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So all we can do is wish and hope.
Let's try it. Well, we'll
Yep.
try.
Yep.
We'll see if our two fans can will support us. Conrad's dad asked me, he goes, so do you got any followers? I'm like, I don't know. I think like 10.
Well, as of right now, you have 38 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Woohoo! Oh, look at us. Look at us. Maybe by the end of the year, we can get up to 50. That would be awesome.
I mean, that's possible. That's possible. If we're
Oh,
if I'm a little bit more aggressive, we could get to 50. We could probably do it.
Goals, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's all right. Word of mouth. Get it out there.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all we got for this week. What about you? Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it. We'll save the rest for next time. And don't forget to send your questions to ericadyerpodcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, and yeah, and anything and yeah, anything, but no dick pics. No dick pics.
Yeah, no dick pics. Like that goes to Nick, not me.
If you do, your full name will be read on air, and we will read out your email. So that'll be your punishment.
I cannot wait. Somebody's going to send a dick pic.
It's going to happen eventually. You know it's going to happen eventually.
I'm actually surprised it hasn't yet. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I expected there to be some. Not that I want dick pics, and I certainly don't want them forwarded to me, but
yeah,
I thought for sure there would be some.
Nope. But I'm sure with having this warning on this one, that's going to happen now. Jeez.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Any finishing remarks? Anything?
Nope. That is everything. December is right around the corner. One more main holiday to get through this year, unless we count New Year's, then there's two. So 2 more sucky holidays to get through.
Yeah, that's true. And that's it then.